African Americans have come a long way. From the cotton fields.
And CNN can now project that Barack Obama will be the first African American president of the United States.
To the White House.
Because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
We have witnessed a spiritual transformation of a people. On this transformation, millions of African Americans suffered, fought, bled, and endured with determination and courage. Let us meet one of those transforming figures now.
I'm John Edwards III, and this is Transforming Figures in African American History. Abolitionist Frederick Douglass was born into slavery sometimes around 1818 in Talbot County, Maryland. He became one of the most famous intellectuals of his time, advising presidents and lecturing to thousands on a range of causes, including women's rights and Irish home rule. Among Douglass's writings are several autobiographies eloquently describing his experience in slavery and his life after the Civil War.
In the Civil War between the North and South, Frederick Douglass was not a soldier, not a politician.
Yet he is a major figure in the coming of the Civil War and in the way the Civil War is fought. I think it's fair to say that in many ways he's the conscience of the nation in this instance, because he keeps before it this idea that this is a war not just to bring the nation back together, but it's a war to end this awful system, slavery, and it's a war to bring equality to black people, to make them part of American society.
I think he's sort of the image of a pillar of strength. If you had to pick someone, a tower of strength, just the strength emanates from him. And his hair, he's sometimes been characterized as the Lion of Anacostia.
People who described his speaking style and seeing and hearing him speak talk about the kind of power. He had a deep baritone, rich toned voice.
If Frederick Douglass's great voice had been silenced, it had, before he died, been heard.
Slavery is a doomed system.
Slavery was over. But more than that, he had insisted always that African Americans must have full equality. He never wavered from that.
To those who have suffered in slavery, I can say I too have suffered. To those who have battled for liberty, brotherhood, and citizenship, I can say I too have battled. Frederick Douglass.
Dominique Thompson, born November 20th, 1976, is a retired American artistic gymnast known in the gymnastics community as Awesome Dawson. She was a 10-year member of the U.S. National Gymnastics Team, the 1994 U.S. All-Round Senior National Champion, a 3-time Olympian, a World Championship silver medalist, and a member of the gold medal winning Magnificent Seven at the 1996 Summer Olympics. Dominique is also notable as being the first African-American woman to win an individual Olympic medal in artistic gymnastics and the first black person of any nationality or gender to win an Olympic gold medal in gymnastics.
President Barack Obama. It began in Hawaii, where President Barack Obama was born, raised by his grandparents in Hawaii. While living in Chicago, his job helped less fortunate people to help themselves. Many people thought that he was out of his league, too young, too fortunate to grasp the feeling that we're going through poverty. But they were wrong. Along the way, God led him to Trinity Church, where he connected with the same people that he was working with, alongside as well as neighborhood friends. President Barack Obama always felt that he could connect with people. No matter the race, he truly loved. As his work progressed, he started to climb the political ladder, which led him to his seat in the Illinois State Senate. Then the United States Senate, President Barack Obama arrived at the perfect time. All across the nation, people were losing their jobs, homes, and their sense of hope. President Barack Obama saw that this and felt that he could change it and make people have their hope. Yet again, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a huge role model in President Obama's life, as he spoke of freedom, faith, change, hope, and love. We love you, President Obama. We miss you.
Here, in 1864, as an African American young man, I would have been sold for a lot of money. These African American slaves went through hard times, but they made it through the day by having hope and faith in God. They sang spirituals all day and prayed and endured the cruelty of their time. I've never picked a blade of cotton. I've never shed a drop of blood. I didn't have to do this because the African Americans before me suffered, endured, bled, believed in God, and had faith in God to transform them from their oppressive life. Although they suffered for us, this is still a struggle, and we still must maintain our faith in God. Amongst our accomplishments as African Americans, we have Katherine Johnson, who is a renowned rocket scientist, Jan Matzlinger, who invented the way to make shoes, Maggie L. Walker, who was the first woman to establish an African American bank, and Frederick Douglass, who was the primary orator, writer, and statesman of his time. We would like to thank the Children's Ministry, Brother Marcus Hudson, our esteemed statesman, Brother John Edwards, and our pastor, Dr. Jerome T. Rogan, for showing us that faith can be transformed. This final edition of Transforming Figures of African American History has been brought to you by Transforming Faith Baptist Church.